Hello everyone, today's topic is important articles part 2. Today we will continue from part 4a. Article 51a deals with fundamental duties of the citizen. Clause A, to abide by this constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. Clause B, to cherish and follow the noble ideals that inspired the national struggle for freedom. Clause C, to uphold and protect the sovereign unity and integrity. Clause D, to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. Clause E, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood among all the people and to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women. Clause A, to value and preserve the rich heritage of the country's composite culture. Clause G, to protect and improve the natural environment and to have compassion to the living creatures. Clause H, to develop scientific temper, humanism and spirit of inquiry and reform. Clause I, to safeguard public property and abjure violence. Clause J, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. Clause K, to provide opportunities for education to his child or ward between the age of 6 and 14 years. Part 5 contains articles 52 to 151, deals with government at union level. Article 52, the President of India. Article 53 talks about executive power of the union. Article 54 related to election of President. Article 55 deals with election procedure of President. Article 56 office term of the President. Article 57 related to provision of re-election. Article 58 qualification of the President. Article 60 oath of the President. Article 61 impeachment of the President. Article 63 there shall be a Vice President of India. Article 64 the Vice President to be ex officio Chairman of the Council of State. Article 66 deals with election of Vice President. Article 72 deals with paroling power of the President. Article 74 there shall be a Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister who will advise President. Article 75 Clause 1, the Prime Minister shall be appointed by the President and the other ministers shall be appointed by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister. Article 75 Clause 1 Subclause A, the total number of ministers, including the Prime Minister, shall not exceed 15% of the total number of members of the House of the People. Subclause B, disqualification of members of Parliament who have been disqualified under the 10th schedule anti-defection law from being appointed as minister. Article 75 Clause 2, the minister shall hold office during the pleasure of the President. Clause 3, the Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the House of the People. Article 75 Clause 4, before a minister assume office, the President must administer the oaths of the office to them. Clause 5, under 6 months every minister must be a member of any house. Clause 6, the salary and allowances of minister including the Prime Minister shall be determined by Parliament by law. Article 76 deals with Attorney General of India. 76 Clause 1, the President shall appoint a person who is qualified to be appointed as a judge of Supreme Court to be Attorney General for India. 76 Clause 2, it shall be duty of Attorney General to give advice to the Government of India in legal matters. Article 76 Clause 3, Attorney General shall have right of audience in all courts in the territory of India. Article 76 Clause 4, Attorney General shall hold office during the pleasure of President. Article 77, conduct of business of Government of India should be done by the name of President. Article 78, Prime Minister duties emphasizing communication with the President on administrative decisions and legislation proposals. Article 79 deals with Parliament. Article 80 deals with composition of Rajya Sabha. Article 81 composition of Lok Sabha. Article 83 duration of houses of Parliament. Article 84 qualification of MP. Article 93 talks about Lok Sabha has a speaker and a deputy speaker. Article 108 joint sitting of parliament. Article 109 money bill cannot introduce in Rajya Sabha or procedure of money bill. Article 110 definition of money bill. Article 112 annual financial budget. Article 114 appropriation bills. Article 117 finance bill. Article 123 power of president to promulgate ordinances during recess of parliament. Article 124 establishment of Supreme Court. Article 125 salaries of Supreme Court judges. Article 126 appointment of acting chief justice. Article 127 appointment of ad hoc judges. Article 128 attendance of retired judge as sitting of the Supreme Court. Article 129 deals with Supreme Court to be a court of record. Article 130 seat of the Supreme Court. Article 131 original jurisdiction of Supreme Court. Article 136 grants the Supreme Court the power to grant special leave. Article 137 review of judgment of Supreme Court. Article 140 ancillary parts of Supreme Court. Article 141 law declared by Supreme Court is binding to all the courts of India. Article 142 it grants the Supreme Court the power to pass any order necessary to secure complete justice. Article 143 related to President ask for help of Supreme Court. Article 148 deals with Comptroller and Auditor General, in short CAG of India. Article 149 related to duties and powers of CAG. Article 150 form of accounts of the Union and of the states. Article 151 audit reports of CAG to the President or to the Governor of states on the accounts of the Union or state. Thank you, friends.